So I'm probably the last guy that should be making a video on anything related to Pokemon, because I was not part of the initial craze in the late '90s, and I definitely really probably wouldn't know my Raichus from my Choo Choo Nesmies. See, I don't even know that. I think that one was a Chim Pokemon from a South Park episode. See, I'm not the guy to be making this video, but let's go ahead with it anyway. So Nintendo has a certified hit on their hands. Pokemon Go. It is an app. It is an app with microtransactions for mobile phones. You heard that right. Not Konami, it's Nintendo now. Making apps with microtransactions. That's kind of curious. It's a little bit shocking, you know? But I get it. Because Nintendo has a flailing console in the Wii U. They could release a Pokemon on the Wii U. It'd probably sell decent, but man, this is the way they're going to make some money. And it's shot up to #1 on the charts in the apps. It's a phenomenon. It's a craze. You know the end of times might be coming when I see full-grown adults walking around in my yard trying to catch fucking non-existent creatures, right? And I've seen this. I thought at first, this is how something's happening. It might be the zombie apocalypse. These are zombies walking around in my front yard trying to catch things out of thin air that don't exist. Or they have rabies. I don't know. Rabies, zombies. And I think maybe zombieism was based on rabies. That's another topic for another day. So yeah, there's many different angles to cover on this, right? Even though, like I said, I'm not really interested in the Pokemon. I don't gotta catch them all. I don't give a fuck about any of them, but this is such a craze, I can't resist but talk about it, right? Because it's kind of infected, it's infected my family and friends. Like, I see people stumbling around, walking around random places with their phone, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? It's like, I'm trying to catch Pokemon. Like, okay. First I'm thinking, like, what kind of drugs are they on? Or are they drunk or something? But no, I see it, and it's kind of cool, I guess. But I tell you what's not cool is finding dead bodies. Someone was searching for Pokemon, found a dead body. Okay. There's reports of people getting, jacked up, their valuables stolen, and I can only think of an instance to where a certain old fellow named Mr. Herbert might really love this app. Come into my yard, kids. I have plenty of Pokemons, and a cellar full of them. And popsicles. I might do like a separate Herbert video on this. Might be funny. I don't have the best Herbert voice, but it's just for the art of it, anyways. And that's really a truthful thing, right? This is like hunting season for pedophiles. Now you have kids actually literally coming into your yard looking for something, and some kids unfortunately might find something, right? So it worries me. It troubles me. Just people wandering around. I mean, it's good. Here's the positive part of it. People are getting off their ass and getting out and about. Boogie 2988 has a funny Francis video where it's like Francis is sitting down with his app and he's asking like his sister or whatnot to he's like, I gotta find this Pokemon, it's right over there, I gotta catch it, but I'm not gonna move, I can't walk over there, look at me, I can't go, I can't move. But if anything, Francis is someone that, Boogie, both of them can probably need to get out and do a little walking. So that's the one positive aspect of it. The one negative is, of course, you got, I think there was a story of the Arlington Cemetery, a historic ground where people need to pay their respects. But then you got jackasses walking around the graves looking for Pokemon. That's fucked up right there, So, and all this is connected to a GPS. Like I said, there's many different negatives to this. One is this shit like drains. I hear it drains your battery like down to nothing. Because you figure you're constantly using your screen, you're constantly using the GPS, which is resource heavy, and you're always having to use your camera to click these Pokemon. I haven't used it, okay, so I'm not the best guy to be talking about it, but what gets me is just the lack of care putting into the idea before this was released by Nintendo. I mean, right now there's damage control about a lot of things, and one of them is, I haven't looked into a lot, but your Gmail, I think, is compromised. Like, this program gets complete and utter access to all of your Gmail and other things. So yeah, that's cause to be alarmed right there. But I just get this image of, like, people already, right, do not put their cell phone down. People are already, like, getting in accidents and killed because they're texting or, like, face chatting on their phones. The last thing we need is something like this, where you're encouraged to just, like, blindly walk and go in random places. How long is it going to be before, like, a kid's hit by a car or something? I mean, trust me, I mean, that is very a likely possibility of happening. So yeah, I mean, a lot of that really wasn't thought out ahead of time. And you might say, like, well, mostly kids are going to be using this, and they're going to have complete parental supervision. That's really not how usually these things work. Parents give their kids their smartphones, and then, they tell them to go out in the yard, run and play. But with this Pokemon hunting, you get there's going to be a lot of lost children, and the only people that should be lost, it would be very elderly, senile senior citizens. You can understand that. There needs to be an app to help us find our lost senior citizens. The seniles got to catch them all. Yeah, I don't know. There's probably a lot more I could probably add to this, but I thought it's just important for me to get this out there, that I feel very troubled about this Pokemon Go business. I think Nintendo should probably just stick to making, Pokemon games for the handheld and console devices, because this right here, it's I'm sure it's going to make them a lot of money with the microtransactions, and another thing is, I'd hate for it to be, and I know it's not, so don't even start to say it. I know it's not, but it kind of feels in a way like Nintendo might be trying to, like, look for other avenues. If, let's say, the NX might be a failure, and the future consoles might be a failure. I'm not even saying that, but it's just kind of, like, odd. All of a sudden, Nintendo's making, like, phone apps, right? Maybe it's just me. It just feels kind of like a weird, strange coincidence. You get this slumping Wii U sales, and then going to the phone apps. And the NX, ask me about the NX. Well, all you need to know about the NX is, word on the street is Nintendo's going to be using cartridges. Yes, cartridges. Not super smooth, silky Blu-rays for their games. No. Cartridges. Okay? So I think all you really need is a lack of third-party support and a weak-ass system to combine with cartridges to make another stinker of a console. Even if you dislike Nintendo, come on, cartridges, they could do a little better than that, right? Okay, well, thanks a lot for listening, and I'll catch you later.